Oh my gosh. Finally? Finally? Are we back? Are we actually so back? Are we actually finally? Goodness. Goodness, golly gracious. Okay, cool. Alright, let's change
Oh
the
my
link.
gosh. Finally?
Alright. Cool. I can see, yes, I know. Yeah, right after rejected, stop streaming. Shucks. Okay. Halo Wars OST. Let's get some music going, set the mood. There we go. Alright. How's everybody doing? Y'all doing okay? Hello. Backline? What does that mean? Hello, not really. Do I see contraband? Contraband. What do you mean by that? How's that? Is that better? I apologize. Remember reach. Yes, I remember every day. Can't even hear him. Hello? Testing? Hello? Can you hear me now? Yes, that's better. Okay, cool. And don't do that thing where it's like, oh my gosh, Skaboodly, you're muted. Muted? Anyway, yes, hello everybody. We are so back after a over a month-long hiatus, and I do apologize from the. Oh, that's what you meant by. Let's just hide that thing. You didn't see that. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You're crazy. All right, cool. So welcome everybody. I have some fantastic news. The vehicles are done. The vehicles are all destructible, all hijackable, damage states, physics, weapons. Like they might be missing like custom UI here and there, but like I mean, do you really need that at this stage? Everything works as intended and is pretty much ready for a playtest. So today, what we're going to be doing, I say today, it's like 9:30 almost CST for me. And I do apologize for the late stream. I had a lot of stuff to get done today. I'm going to try to get better about streaming earlier. But today, what we are doing is we're basically going to be optimizing some of the Forerunner pieces for map geometry. And then we're just going to start building a map. Wait, gross, this isn't Halo 3? Well, too bad! Sorry, Halo 3 is not my favorite game. And also, the Reach engine is a bit more advanced and can do more things. So, sorry, bud. Oh man, those vehicles are looking clean. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I worked very extremely hard on them. Also, shout out to Green Knight, as always. He helped me create a lot of these vehicles. He taught me how to create a lot of these vehicles, and has kind of been a constant source of expertise in the Halo engines and Halo modding. But yeah. So yes, when I say that all vehicles are hijackable, I do mean all the vehicles are technically hijackable. Yes, including the short sword, if you can manage it. I just would really like somebody during a gameplay test to somehow pull off a hijack of the short sword. It's going to be pretty wild. In fact, I could probably demonstrate for you real quick. Let me pull up my AI squads. Let's just go ahead and – spawn. Yeah. Well, okay, let's try that again. The AI is not that smart. And apparently neither am I. Okay. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on. No, 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 no. Come on now. Come on over here. Come on. No, this is coming. There we go. Well, I planted a grenade. You get the idea. How does boarding the short sword even work? It works basically by when the short sword is like flying slow enough, and if you time it right, you can, hold X like you can in any case to board either the top or the bottom. There's this little hatch up at the top here, and you can, punch that hatch off like you can with any other of the tanks and throw a grenade in the top, or you can throw a grenade in the bottom. Both hatches are destructible, and you just chuck your grenade in there, and then you let go. And then it blows up. Mint Blitz will be able to grenade launch trick shot. I am hoping he does. And yes, you can bet that I am going to invite Mint Blitz and a bunch of cool people to the community playtest. It's going to be a great, great old time for everybody. Okay. Now then. So, let me kind of like show you guys what I've been up to. I've been up to a lot of things, mainly just like getting stuff ready for the playtest in terms of vehicles, and it's not... To be honest, one of the main reasons I haven't been streaming lately is because I'm basically just doing a lot of cleanup work, and that's not the most exciting content to show you guys. But it is important. We do need to get this stuff ready and working. But yeah, this is all, pardon the green on everything. That's the collision mesh. But you can see here I have a number of Forerunner structures that have been being modeled by a very talented artist by the name of Gibbo on my server. He's also responsible for helping the ship battle mods you've been seeing in Halo Reach. I believe he helped 3D model the High Charity for the ship battle mods. So yeah, super fantastically talented person there. And really, really, really appreciate his help making all of these Forerunner pieces for me. And also, another cool thing about the Forerunner pieces is they are literally ripped from Halo Wars and then completely remodeled to be HD. They look fantastic in-game, and they are really accurate to Halo Wars itself. Being that these are pretty much the same modular pieces from Halo Wars, this also means that recreating the maps from Halo Wars one-to-one will be a lot more feasible. So yes, we are going to be able to eventually recreate Fort Dean and Repository and a bunch of other maps, even campaign maps, if we so choose. It's been a massive, massive help to the project, and I'm really excited to put together a map with all this stuff. Halo Reach Slipspace. Can't wait for the maps. Will you add it to Forge? There is no reason I can't. Eventually, yeah. I would love to add this to a custom Forge palette. Oh my god, it's happening. Stay calm. Stay calm. I know. The Flood maps scared me when I was young, and the same had just come out. Damn boy, that's good. Have you planned on porting it to El Dorado? I'm gonna be honest. Regarding Halo 3 modding, I would literally just do a tag dump online and let Rejected Shotgun handle that. Because you know Rejected Shotgun would absolutely be more than willing to take all of the stuff I've created and just port it all to Halo 3 for me. I don't personally care to do all that work myself. I'm not really much of a Halo 3 guy. I'm going to be completely transparent about that. That would also be great streaming content for him. Me, personally, I am focused on the Reach and Halo 4 engines and doing cool new things with those. But once the tag dump drops, in the future sometime, you can bet Rejected will absolutely port like everything to Halo 3. I'm very, very certain of that. Port El Dorito and you can use PBR with SSR. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. The maps will be legendary. Hell yeah. Let the Halo 3 mod Halo 3? Exactly. All right. So, okay, a little bit of context. So yeah, the green stuff you see is the collision mesh. Basically, for those who don't know, Halo 3 assets, or Halo 3 assets, Halo assets in general, really any video game asset in general, has a render mesh and a collision mesh. In the case of like individual objects, sometimes there's a separate physics mesh. Sometimes the physics mesh and the collision mesh are the same. In the case of structure geometry for maps, the collision and physics meshes are the same. So you have a render mesh, which is the pretty high detail mesh that has all the textures and art. And then you have an invisible mesh called the collision mesh, which is far, far simpler. So yeah, the basic principle is the render mesh is where the pretty model is, the stuff with all the textures and art, and the collision mesh has to be much simpler to save on memory and increase performance. And also the collision mesh is reacting to and calculating physics and a bunch of other things, projectiles incoming. So every face of the collision mesh is basically a calculator. So you want as few polygons in that collision mesh as you can get away with while still having it be functional. Man, I need sleep. Lol. Well, go sleep, man. Has he finished any other Halo 3 mod apart from Ultimate Forge? Yeah, he's finished like Huge Grash. He's finished a lot of Halo 3 mods. Now, I will say one thing he is pretty bad about is releasing tags. And I do encourage y'all to remind him to do that more, because I think like he doesn't mind releasing tags as far as I know, and I think the community could really benefit from them. We're Halo modders. We set the collision mesh to the render mod. Oh my god. Stop trolling. Stop rage baiting. Please. Okay. So yeah, basically the process, you're going to see the process right now. The process for creating a collision mesh is, for me at least, you can 3D model a custom collision mesh and make sure it's super clean. But sometimes for me, if I'm feeling lazy, I can just like modify and reduce the render mesh to build my collision mesh. And it doesn't take that long. So you can see some of the tips and tricks I can use to do that. Basically, I'm selecting some of the indentations and then getting those faces selected, and I'm pressing F to fill those areas. Then what I do is I clear custom normal data, and I make everything flat, shade everything flat, and then I use the triangulate modifier. And what the triangulate modifier does is all those ingons that you saw, it basically triangulates all of that, so I have good clean geometry. Then I put another modifier layer on, which is the decimate, and I set it to planar. And you can see that gets rid of all the geometry that's on flat surfaces. Now, it's not perfect. I still have to do a little bit of cleanup. So, for instance, in the case of these little lights that we just kind of smoothed over, it's picking up some of the subtle geometry there. So, first we can try increasing the angle that it flattens. No, that doesn't look good. But we can also try increasing the selection. And then flatten all that. And boom, it's gone. All right, then we're going to do the same with these little trenches. Okay, and I'm also using select by flat faces. I'm going to bump that up to 15. Select by flat faces is a really handy way to select things. Then I'm growing the selection. Again, I'm filling it. And then, if you can see I still have these little divots on the side here. So we're going to select these, and we're going to just just fix up some of this geo so that these modifiers are actively like resolving the geometry in real time. So I don't have to do a whole bunch of manual cleanup. It just like clears all of the geo on the flat surfaces, which is a huge help. Yeah, see? Because these modifiers are active, once I get out of edit mode, it just automatically cleans everything for me. Now, we've got those layers. Now we're going to do another decimate modifier, but this time it's just going to be a simple collapse, and then we just, you know, crank it down. And there we go. Not much to clean up there, except maybe these two verts here. Remove them, and boom. That's some nice geometry. And then the only last thing I'll do is add a triangulate modifier just to make sure that like all of the edges are tied down so they don't like overlap, the faces don't overlap each other and stuff. Yeah, and then it's got all these extra materials it's not going to use as a collision mesh, so then I'll change the material to my collision material. All right, then I'm going to combine these two rendered collision meshes. And what I'll do here, go into edit mode, select the collision material, and assign everything with the collision material to collision only geometry. Then I invert my selection and I say everything that's not collision is render only. So now, setting it up this way, I have my collision only geo and my render only geo in one object, which is very efficient. So it's going to read what's supposed to be collision and what's supposed to be render. Because when it tries to calculate the physics of the render mesh, bad things happen. There's open edges and it's too complicated and it wants to crunch it down and it looks ugly and yeah. So, yeah. This is an extra piece over here. Question, will there be Halo Wars flood enemies in the mod? No. Sorry. For now, for the sake of just keeping my scope in check, I'm not going to bother with like making flood enemies, and that's mainly because Reach doesn't have the tech to do flood. I think they it got, oh god, what's the phrase? Not triaged. What's the phrase? They basically took out the tech that does the flood enemies in Reach. And I think the same is true of 4. So if I were to try to like engineer flood enemies, I would have to do like a bunch of custom tech, like scripts and a bunch of other stuff. And not only am I not super savvy on the technical side, that's just like a lot of work for the scope of this mod. This is going to be a Covey on human mod, like even in the long run. But for just now, for just the playtest, we're just testing the first, like, what? God. 5, 6, 7, 8 vehicles that I've created. Just these 8 vehicles. That's what the community playtest is going to be. Stripped out. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways you could describe it, but yeah. Depreciated, I think, would be another phrase. Selection. Okay. So then we're going to make another collision model. This is the last collision model we have to make. Actually, there might be more Forerunner pieces that Gibbo sent me. So, yeah. There we go. Okay. So again, I'm going to select the LED stuff. Yep. And fill all of that. Wait, no. Okay. Triangulate, decimate, planar. Alright, mesh, cleanup, delete loose. Well, that's some pretty screwy geometry, though, isn't it? I'm just going to delete all of this. And then mesh cleanup, delete loose. Ah, you're not doing it. Okay, there we go. One vehicle I'm excited to use is the Hornet. It looks so good in Reach and Halo 4. Yeah. Yeah, Rejected did the initial job of porting most of the Hornet to Reach, and then I went in and I think some of his work got lost because he had it like pretty much nearly complete at one point, but I didn't get like his latest files or something. But I went and redid the work anyway, and it's all good now. So yeah, Hornet's pretty much done and ready to go. All right. And then I'm just changing the geometry so that it'll get cleaned up automatically by the decimate modifier. All right. I was there when he made the Hornet on Reach extinction mod to be forgotten. I know. And I even was making like an interior of the mountain for that mod too. Someday, if I have more time, I would love to, I'd like to make my own version of that mod. Or continue where he left off. I would do some interesting things to that map. Although I think he's done some pretty cool things to that map himself. That's less than ideal. What the heck is going on here? Sir. This geometry is drunk. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, okay, okay. I managed to get back to into the map, took a screenshot of the last time he updated it, which was to fix the Covey ship projectile collision of the Hornet. Oh. Alright, now we decimate. Decimate again. Planar. And then triangulate. Alright. Now we get rid of all the extra materials. Collision. Alright. Alright. Collision, select. Collision only. Flip. Render only. Cool. Oh, and then these guys too. What? Really? Yeah, okay. I guess that works. Wait. Did I not? Hang on. Ah. Didn't optimize those guys. Okay, and then tries to quads. Quad. Triangles to quad. Wait, I need to be in edit mode, duh. Tries to quads, okay. And then I can remove all of these extra edges. They didn't get rid of that triangle for some reason. Weird. Delete all those. Delete all of those. All right. Cool. All right. Now let's combine all of this. Okay. Oh my gosh. Just when I thought I was done. Ugh. Okay. Caught a stream finally. Yes, you did. Okay. Scoobidly, did you see my message above? Your message above, no. Is the mammoth up for consideration frontline? The mammoth. No, unfortunately. That is a Halo 4 vehicle. Very much outside of the both aesthetic and, I don't know, vibe of the mod. Sorry. He does not care. No, man, I just get locked in. Come on, man. Don't be that way. Render geo. Okay. All right. Great work you're doing. I love Halo modders. One step below my blood relatives. Just discovered this today. Subbed and looking forward to Frontline soon. Hey, thank you. I really appreciate that. Hi, what are you building here? Okay, so let me give you the quick rundown. These are modular Forerunner structure pieces. I have a collection of them, and they are going into the multiplayer map that I'm going to start designing and building pretty soon. You may have caught some other streams where I was prototyping other maps, but this is, we're basically at the point where all of the vehicles for the initial community playtest are done and ready to go for playtesting. And now I'm going to spend the next week or so just making a map for us all to play in. There's going to be an initial technical playtest with me and a couple other modders, and then I'm going to start inviting people in for the community playtest. So yeah, that's what I'm working on tonight. Oh. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Clear shader paths. Find missing. Give it a sec. Oh, I should probably actually save this. Whoops, don't save. Okay, data. Damn, this is a big file. Will those pieces be in Forge? Eventually, I'd love to make a Forge palette. Much in the vein of Rejected's Ultimate Forge. I don't see why not. It's just a matter of time. This is a big project, and so there's, I'm trying to limit scope and, prioritize my time. Okay, remove dupes, yes. Clear shader paths, find missing. There we go. Will you stream the early playtest? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. For sure. Just so people can get a small taste, small glimpse before I get into it in earnest. Okay, so let me illuminate this a little bit better. Okay, so what we're looking at here is basically the structure for the map repository from Halo Wars 1. So let me look up an image to give a bit of context. Man, I am flopping my words all night tonight. Halo repository. Wait, Halo Wars. Okay. So open link, open image in new tab. Okay, so for context, here's Halo Wars repository. This is one of the multiplayer maps in the original Halo Wars. And as you can see, it's a pretty, big map, but it's a simple map. It's basically just a large circular map with a central structure in the middle, which is essentially a giant platform on top of a bottomless pit. It's a really interesting map. I think it's just like a very just quintessentially Halo map. There's also like a bit of a crevasse way over here. And that is the map that I'm going to try to use as inspiration for the playtest map. I think it has just a little bit of everything. It's got like the Forerunner ground texture. It's got like some Forerunner structures over here. And then over here, it even has like some Forerunner walls. So I think it would be a good map for a playtest. Upon thinking about it, I'm probably going to modify the map quite a bit because the thing is, when you actually like open up this map and like get in there, it becomes really apparent quite early on that it's a very flat map. In fact, I may actually have a playable version of it somewhere. Let's see. Hang on. Repository scenario. Oh, yes. Okay, so let's see if we can boot this up. Launch with last settings. Launch with last settings. Okay. Repository is one of my favorite maps in Halo Wars. Yeah. Seems mostly Bungie era Forerunner design. Yeah, no, it absolutely is. I would say like the Forerunner aesthetic in Halo Wars 1 was very unique. It's a little bit more jagged than Bungie's Forerunners, but it's still very classic Halo. What software are you using? So right now I'm using Blender, but by trade I use Autodesk 3ds Max as my main modeling tool. 3ds Max has been the industry standard 3D hard surface modeling tool for like 20 years. I went to school for video game art, and I've worked in the industry for 13 years using 3ds Max. I am, however, starting to... I am wanting to transition fully over to Blender at this point because 3ds Max's pricing models are pretty ridiculous, and on my budget right now, it's kind of unsustainable. So, yeah. All right. So here is actually a quick export of the map repository. This is literally just the Halo Wars map ripped 1-to-1 and exported into Reach, just as a quick example. But you'll notice that, like, when you play around in it, it's very flat. And that might be kind of neat, but it's not necessarily conducive for a multiplayer experience. So I'm not going to modify it too much, but, this map is going to undergo a bit of a facelift in order to make it, conducive to multiplayer. Let's see. You know what? Actually, this isn't too terribly bad. Let me go see if I can find the Jackrabbit. We can do a little ride around. Okay, so here's the Jackrabbit. Yeah, you know what? Actually, if I just put some obstacles on like the flat parts of the terrain, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Did Kuru ever send you the updated exports of the map? No. Updated exports? Not that I know of. I I'm using the initial files that they extracted for me. Oh yeah, by the way, over here you can see buried in here is the Forerunner wall pieces. Now the reason it's filled in with terrain is because the map geometry in Halo Wars, it had a very special engine that could cull geometry in certain places. So you could like probably what I assume their artists did was they could go in with a paintbrush and literally just paint the geometry they wanted to hide. So in engine there is geometry there that you're not seeing, and that's also how they were able to like dig a hole into the ground where the bases are, so you could have like subterranean bases and stuff. They had a way to dynamically mask the terrain geo. Obviously, Halo, like the actual engines, don't have that kind of technology. So what you see is what you get. So I'm gonna have to like obviously modify this to work for the Halo engine. The texture is extremely low quality. Yes, this is ripped directly from Halo Wars, and even then, like this is like a compressed proxy texture. This is not actually the real texture you see in Halo Wars. If you were to boot up Halo Wars, it would look much higher quality than this. So, like I said, this is an initial rip to just kind of get a feel for the map. And so I'm going to like touch it up and add things and just make it feel more conducive to an actual multiplayer map. And I'm also going to like modify the map to feel a lot less flat too. Another problem is line of sight. So obviously you can see directly across the map, and I need to fix that. I'm probably going to put in some rock spires to block your line of sight, so you can't just like snipe one base to the other necessarily. And you can also have like I want to put in some like bigger Forerunner structures so that there's some aerial cover. Aerial cover is going to be really important because I have a lot of aircraft for the Halo Wars Frontline mod. The low hills in OG Blood Gulch would feel flat on average big map, but provide cover on foot. Yeah, that's true. But like these are very, very wide open spaces, which is not great for anybody who's not in a vehicle. Like this is worse than like a battlefield map, as you can tell. You're just going to be sprinting half of the match. So we need to tighten it up a little bit. We need to add some more hills, some more trees, some more bushes, some more rocks, and just make it feel a little bit more conducive to infantry gameplay. I'm begging you to make air vehicles not OP. I won't. I'm gonna balance them. Don't worry. That's the whole point of the playtest. It sucks when they're OP. Yeah, for sure. There's also going to be like other ways to shoot them down, right? I'm going to have rocket launchers. I'm going to have splazers. I'm going to have the stanchion. So yeah, like, don't sweat. AI-controlled anti-aircraft batteries near the primary bases could be interesting. That would be interesting. However, there's also a solution for aircraft, and it's called the Wolverine. But yeah. Also, another thing I really have to emphasize, and I want y'all to keep this in mind, this is going to be a play test. This is not the full mod. The full mod is incredibly large in scope. This is just going to be a little taste. Anyway, I've babbled on enough. Let's work on getting this thing ready for prime time. This looks like it could be a door. And again, Gibbo did an absolutely phenomenal job on this. This just looks so incredible. This whole arrangement right here. Wolverine is going to be important. Yeah, no kidding. All right. I'm actually going to take a really quick bathroom break. I will be back in just a moment. You did a good job modeling the Mark IV armor. Thank you. I worked really hard on it. I appreciate that. Will you be adding the Forerunner bases like the normal Halo Wars? Funny you should say that. So let me show you a little thingy thing. One second. Okay, objects. Wait, no. Environment. Let's see. Building. Forerunner building 1. Does that answer your question? Oh, hang on. Gotta find the materials. Clear shaders, find missing materials. There we go. Wait. There we go. So yes, we will be having the Forerunner bases as well. It's going to take a while to implement them, but they basically are just going to be like a giant target you can shoot at. But yeah, eventually we will have them. I don't think there are any anti-air walkers in Halo Wars 1. Actually, as a matter of fact... Oh, shoot. Let me load up the box map. Box scenario. Launch with last settings. Halo Wars Gorgon. So you say that there are no Walker anti-air vehicles in Halo Wars. Well, there was going to be one at one point, and it was called the Gorgon. It was a cut vehicle in Halo Wars 1, and it actually made it into Halo Wars 2 technically as the Reaver. But yeah, so what's funny is I actually made my own version. It's I just took the time and created my own design for the Gorgon, and it looks a little cursed, you know, but it is an anti-air walker. All right, if this map will load, I can show it to you. Oh, shoot! Ignore that. Don't pay attention to that. Hang on, objects, units, AI, squads, not initially placed. All right. And then bipeds, devices, units. The Gorgon in here. Gorgon drivable. There you go. Wait. Gorgon. What happened to the Gorgon? Oh, did I not carry over the tags? Wait a second. Am I being dumb? Halo Wars, objects, vehicles. Yeah, I'm being dumb. Okay, hang on. I gotta transfer from my old project to the new one. Tags. Halo Wars. Objects. Vehicles. Where is it? Hang on, I'm looking for stuff. Where did it go? The heck? Gorgon. Not in here.
Objects. Cyclops characters. Hang on. Sorry.
The updated exports have the terrain cut out in the same places where it's called in game? So that trench along the side repository would have been improperly opened? What? Dude, that's sick. Objects. Vehicles. Gorgon. Okay. Tags, objects, vehicles, Covenant, Gorgon. Gorgon drivable biped. I hope that's it. Is that not it? There you are. There you are. Oh, shoot. Okay, apparently I have to launch through Sapien Play. 1 second. Always something. My eyes! Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's see. Gorgon animation biped. I believe that's the right one. It is save. Is that not? I don't think that's the right one. No, it is not. What the hell? Wait, Gorgon animation biped. Gorgon drivable biped. I could have swore. Oh. The heck? Is this even the updated one? It's not. This is wrong. This is all wrong. What the hell? Oh my god. Idiot. Bipeds. Both of these are wrong. It's just Gorgon biped, you silly. There we go. Utter silliness. Anyway, yes, this is my version of the Gorgon. Again, for context, Halo Wars Gorgon. Let me show you a picture of how doofy it looked in the initial mass out. Open image in new tab. This is what it looked like before, and you can probably see why they didn't put it in the real game. And then this is my version. So I tried my best. It's still a little cursed looking, but I did my best to make it like... And this is a rough out, by the way. This is not final textures, obviously. But I did my best to make the shapes at least look a little bit more closer in line with like an actual Halo game. And then I made some basic animations, and I gave it a beam. Did I kill myself? Hang on. There we go. Yeah. Just some basic sidestepping animations. And then it can turn. Nothing fancy. Just, you know, for the sake of display. I think I shot myself. Okay, whatever. Anyway. Is a weapon and vehicle roster balanced for invasion? There isn't a weapon and vehicle roster yet because there's only like 8 vehicles so far. But it will be, yes. I definitely want to make sure that all vehicles and weapons are balanced, and invasion is going to be pretty sick. It's so cursed, but cool. I don't know. Well, yeah. No, and I'm going to lean into it. Like, I definitely want to have a cutscene that introduces the Gorgon where the Marines are like, what the hell is that thing? So, yeah. A silly little guy, indeed. Quite a silly little guy. The silliest of billies, in fact. All right. But yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, a long time ago, I had asked people if they prefer the classic or the more reach art style of weapons, and pretty unanimously, not unanimously, but the people who voted for the classic weapons won because more people enjoy the classic designs. It also kind of fits more in the Halo Wars 1 aesthetic as opposed to Halo Wars 2. Now, while I do agree with that, I'm not going to be getting around to custom weapon models until way later down the line. Custom weapons are not like the main emphasis of the mod, and it also requires a ton of extra work. And so the main emphasis of the mod is the vehicles, and so I'm probably not going to get around to like redoing all the weapon art until after literally all of the vehicles are done, which will be quite a while. So I'm just putting that out there for now. I hope you all understand. That said, we do have some custom vehicles. Vehicles that aren't already in the games will be getting custom models. So for instance, the stanchion. This is my stanchion, very similar to rejected shotguns, except mine is a proper high poly to low poly bake, using the exact same process I use in the AAA game industry. Same process I used when I worked on Halo Infinite. It's a custom model through and through. With the high poly model, credit to Skookum Props. For those who don't know, there is a 3D print cosplay creator out there by the name of Skookum Props, and he modeled this fantastically gorgeous custom stanchion model based on some of the concept art from Halo Wars 2. So this is his overall design. Credit to him. If you want to check out his model, 3D print one for yourself, you can check out Skookum Props. I believe he has an Etsy. I believe he has a custom website. Go check it out. But yeah, this is the same model that Rejected Shotgun tried to use, except Rejected basically took the 3D print model and crunched it down and tried to optimize it, whereas I created an entirely new low poly game model and then baked the details from the high poly to the low poly. So this is a proper custom asset. But yeah. The 2K Halo 3 UE4 Warthog textures fits perfectly onto the Reach Warthog. You want me to send them over? Are you talking about the thing in the Halo archive that has like the 4K HD Warthog textures? If so, you can. Yeah. I think I have them already. But yeah, sure. I'm down. When people have Halo sniper props IRL, it's really funny because the sniper's like 4 or 5 feet long. Yes, and lore scale is wrong. Like, I need to emphasize, lore scale is wrong. They should not treat it as like a 6-foot long sniper rifle. That doesn't make any sense even in the lore. So people really need to start ignoring lore scale and just make the weapons the proper size for their body proportions. Because, I mean, I don't know if y'all know this, but if you look at a Marine in any of the Halo games, the weapons are scaled to their bodies at a proportion that fits them anatomically. I mean, MCC Halo 3 main menu Warthog bitmaps, I'll send them over now. Sure. Yeah, appreciate it. So I can, wait, you're saying I can just plug them in? Now, the only concern I have is that the normal maps will not match up with the smoothing groups of the Halo Reach Warthog. If I recall the last time I tried to do this, it was actually like kind of a chore trying to get everything to match up. Oh yeah, by the way, here's a little screenshot of repository. So this is more or less what the final map is supposed to look like. And so we're going to shoot for this. There is a model scale, but it's irrelevant. Wait, what? Yeah, all the weapons will scale for the type of character. The frag grenade is massive. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. According to the lore, the frag grenade is the size of a freaking basketball. But obviously that doesn't make any sense in lore. Or in game, rather. Okay, anyway. I've spent enough time showing stuff off, and I need to get to work. Because I want us to finally get to playtest this stuff. Okay. Wow. Kind of wondering how he did all of this. Oh, shoot. I'm also wondering how I'm going to convert all of this into collision meshes. Because a lot of it is not airtight. And that's a little tricky. You know what I might do? I might crack open 3ds Max and do some custom modeling work. Makes sense why the plasma grenade would be bigger, because on average Covenant... Yeah. Well, even still, though, like, the scales people are working with in terms of, like, the, you know, the proportions according to the stated lore scale are still pretty ridiculous. Man, I'm getting too damn old. I get tired earlier and earlier, man. It sucks. Wait a second. Did he already make a collision mesh? Hell yes. Oh my god, that's actually a huge time saver. Oh my god. Okay, the only problem is it's not airtight, and it needs to be airtight. But wait, hang on. Dude, this is huge. Oh my god, he did it. He did the thing. I don't have to spend time modeling. Well, I have to spend a little time modeling, but way less. This is good. This is awesome. We are cooking. Oh no. All right, 3ds Max. Hello, 3ds Max. Let me set up my screen so y'all can see what I'm trying to do. Yes. Okay. So, send to 3ds Max, Bmax, get from Blender. Literally everything ripped relating to the Warthog is posted in #modding. Wait. In the Frontline server? Wait. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is really cool. However, none of this is really going to work for my purposes if the normal map doesn't work. So let me do a quick test. I'm going to download this PNG you sent me. And I'm going to try to get it into Halo and update the normal map of the Warthog. Okay? So, Foundry. Model. New asset. Human. Warthog. New asset. Okay, copy Warthog, and all I'm going to do is drag in this texture you just sent. Normal.png. Couldn't add image. Oh, let's just... Oops, sorry. You can't even see what I'm doing. Okay. New material. Drag in this normal map. Okay, and the only reason I'm doing that is so I can do this, and I'm going to designate it as a normal map. And I'm going to say export normal map. Then I'm going to say open bitmap tag. Then I'm going to go warthog.shader. Warthog.shader. Also, let's open up our box scenario. Okay. So open up the Warthog shader. Warthog.vehicle. I'm also going to drop a warthog in the scene so we can check. But yeah, warthog.shader, and then I'm also going to... Here, let me also expand my screen so you can see what I'm doing. Let's open Explorer. So I'm going to take Warthog shader and I'm going to make a copy so I can revert my changes easily. All right, now first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the diffuse map. And I'm going to set it to a dark tone so I can really see those normal maps. Now, Reach's normal maps by default are not perfect. Back when Bungie was making Halo Reach, they were still getting a handle on the normal map workflow. So a lot of the normal maps are just like really, really scuffed by today's standards. So as are the smoothing groups. So I don't expect this to work super well, but I'm going to give it a try. So I'm going to find this. Also, I don't know why my UI has this weird highlight everywhere. Wait, what are you saying? If you run in tool monitor bitmaps, it'll automatically compile bitmaps for you without having to navigate file directories. Huh. Good to know. Wait. No. Override default. All right, detail map, Warthog normal. I'm going to change it to this. Now, I know that that's broken, but like we haven't actually set up a lot of stuff. I'm going to say reset usage override, set it to 32-bit normals, re-import. Okay. I mean, okay. I'm seeing issues. So that's not the worst in the world, but it's not correct either. I'm going to try one other thing. I'm going to double click on this. It's going to open up Photoshop, and I'm going to try inverting the green channel in the normal map. Sometimes that fixes things, but here it actually doesn't look like the green channel is inverted. So maybe that's not even the fix. Could also be the source gamma. Re-import. There's also a million other settings we can play with. Sprites, illum, convert plate, signed, unsigned. Nope. Nope. Z-bump. It really might. It just might not be the right normal map for this particular engine, or it was just like, it's just not set up for this model because it is a different model. The Halo Reach Warthog, believe it or not, while the UVs are the same, the smoothing groups are not the same as the Halo 3 Hog. So, red. Let's try inverting that channel. And no real difference. Yeah, in fact, that's just not correct. Yeah. Rotate cube map. Nope. Gaussian filter. So yeah, no. Again, I did try to do this way back when, and it's not really gonna work because the normal map is just baked for a different or it was created for Halo 3, again, with a different set of smoothing groups. So this normal map is not going to work for the Halo Reach hog, unfortunately. Literally everything related to everything ripped relating. Okay, if you run in tool and monitor bitmaps, just save, remove a file, and it auto compiles. Try flipping green channel. Yeah. Yeah. This is really cool, and I am remembering. Yes, I did try this, and it does look cool. Like when you get all the textures put together, but unfortunately, for my art standards, this normal map is just not gonna work. Unfortunately, what I could do, however, is bring the actual Halo 3 Warthog into Halo Reach. Now, that would be a lot of tedium because, I'd still have to like grab the damage states and everything and make sure that the markers are all there. But if I brought the Halo 3 mesh in here, it would work because that's the mesh that this normal map was designed for. So, yeah. But that's a project for another day. So I'm going to actually close this, save, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to Windows Explorer here, and I'm going to Warthog. Oh, I'm in bitmaps. Shaders. Warthog shader. I'm going to delete the Warthog shader, and I'm going to revert the copy, and then box scenario. But yeah, a little bit of a game art education. Normal maps are pretty much the most important type of texture because in the game art pipeline, so many other textures are created based off of the normal map, such as ambient occlusion, curvature, and a bunch of other things. Even aspects of the diffuse map are advised by the normal map. So whenever you're creating textures for games, it's really, really important that you get basically a perfect normal map that doesn't have any artifacts, errors, or normal bruising, so that all of your other textures look good, and so that even without any other textures, the normal map looks pristine. If this is going to be in the Reach engine, can you at least make the vehicles not weak as fuck? I don't know what you mean by that. I feel like the vehicles in Reach are just as strong as they are in 3. What are smoothing groups? Excellent question. Let me demonstrate. So, I'm going to hide this for a second. Let me use the very classic example to demonstrate smoothing groups. They're basically, Blender and a lot of other tools refer to them as hard edges and soft edges, but the traditional terminology for them is smoothing groups. Wait. Oh, shoot. Are my settings not configured? Wait a second. I might have to switch my mouse. Okay. So, okay. If I take this face and this face, I can smooth them together. You see? Whereas you can see all these faces are clearly sharp and distinct from one another in terms of vertex smoothing. But smoothing groups basically specify which faces are supposed to be treated as one smooth surface. So here's my smoothing group chart. And this is very old school, by the way. If I say that all of these faces are on smoothing group 3, then all 3 of those faces are going to try to smooth together in terms of vertex shading. Yeah. And then everything else, of course, is not on those smoothing groups. This is on smoothing group 6, this is on 2, this is on 7, and it's all completely random. As long as the numbers are different, the different faces will be sharp. If the numbers are all the same along different faces, the numbers will, or the faces will be smooth. Now, if I subdivide, you can see that all of these faces are smooth together, right? So this entire sphere is pretty smooth. However, if I select these faces and I put them on a different smoothing group, you'll notice that that selection of faces is smoothed differently. So this is what we mean by smoothing groups. Different groups of polygons are smoothed differently. Now, most modern 3D modeling softwares just refer to these as sharp edges or soft edges. So I can, by the same like logic, I can select these edges, right? And I can mark them sharp or hard rather. So this is a hard edge, and you can see how it all blends together at the edge here because only these edges are marked sharp. And then I could select this, and I could say mark that smooth, right? I could select this edge and mark it smooth. So yeah, that's what smoothing groups are. I feel you get focus fired so easy in Reach, and you don't last very long. I mean, I think that's just the nature of the intensity of the combat. Halo 3 vehicles are weird where the vehicle doesn't really have health. Is the player you have to shoot inside? Huh. I guess I never really noticed that. Okay. Now, let's edit this geometry real quick and then toss it back into Blender. So... Wait. He didn't make this airtight. He did make it airtight. What the hell? He just added a shell modifier. That's... Okay, that'll work, but... That's not... That's not optimal. What the hell? Oh. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh. Oh, I see what he did there. That's not... Oh. That's a little cursed, I'm going to be honest. Oh, God. Well, shit. Okay. Okay. Here's my solution. Delete that entire edge. Delete this entire edge. No. Okay. The way it works is Reach has 4 thresholds of taking damage it can recharge to. Oh, yeah. So if you have a vehicle with 100 health, or 1,000 health, it will recharge to 1,000 HP, as long as it doesn't dip below 750. Yeah. Yeah, that I am familiar with. Oh, I didn't even notice who I'm talking to. SPV3, hello. Hello, SPV3. In Halo 3, you have health, and it does recharge to, I think, 45%. But the vehicle also cannot die unless the player is dead, either. Really? Huh. So if you stick a fresh hog with a plasma grenade, it'll bring the health to something like 30%. Yeah, can see it. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I'm just going to tweak it to whatever players feel is best. I'm going to be taking a lot of feedback in the playtest. All right. Trying to think of the best way to optimize this. You know what? I'm going to copy all this. I'm doing it in Blender. Oh yeah, I should probably bring the music back. Wait, what? The next tick. I probably have some slight math wrong here, but that's probably how it goes. Also, that you for doing all these streams, they're always so helpful and interesting to watch. You're welcome. Yeah. How goes the modding for today? Haven't actually been able to do much of it because I've just been yapping, but it's progressing slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. We're a lot further along than I expected, and I'm going to be spending the next week or so just making a map. Oh wait, no. No. Shucks. Okay. All right. That's going to be an airtight mesh, and if we use radial symmetry, the magic of radial symmetry. There we go. Does that line up? think it does, actually. However... Okay. All right, and that's airtight. Good. And I use Bmax, send back to Blender. All right. There we go. And this Foundry. Collision. There we go. This is all the collision mesh? Wow. Very, very awesome. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I'm so glad he did all this. I'm so glad he did all that. Wait, that's not collision, is it? No, it is not. Wait. Oh, did he not make a collision for... Wait, what? No. Yeah, he did. It's just in the wrong collection, apparently. Collision. Material. Collision. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're not going to use that because that is not airtight. Oh my God, that's not... He did it again! You can't have paper-thin collision models, my guy. No. Are there any plans to add Scarab's Locust? Yes, there's plans to do a lot of things. In fact, if you look at the... If you just do a quick Google search of the cut units from Halo Wars 1, you will see the things that I am planning on making for the mod. Yapping is part of the process to greatness. Yes. Okay, let me fix this real quick. Oh no. Oh. Not only is it paper thin, but it's like super paper thin. I have to like increase the thickness just to select something. All right. Faces. Okay. Okay. Gotta go to bed, man. See ya. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be heading to bed soon here too, because I am in fact not as young as I once was, and sleep definitely catches up with me when I least expect it. Excuse me. Forerunner bridge tileable glass. Okay. Bridge tileable glass. Wait, is this two-sided? Oh, it is. Okay. Material. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. Lovely. Oh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Except these guys. These are not beautiful. Material. I'm going to deselect these and hopefully... individual origins. Can I just rotate them? Hell yeah. Now it's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, 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 yeah. Alright. Let's fucking go. Isn't it lovely? Alright. Oh, I can't. Okay, because all of this is... Let's see. Can I mark all of this as... Let's see. Go to scenario type. Oh, I can mark it all as render only. Hell yeah. So if I can mark all that as render only, I should be able to mark all of this. What? No, we don't need that. As collision. Structure. It's all instance geo. Collision. Shucks. Oh, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to ask Crisp how to mark all of this as collision geo. It's going to be a little bit tricky. That was a disturbingly good British accent. I'm not too bad at accents, if I do say so myself. Skaboodly doodle is skaboodling. Yes. Though for how much longer, I'm not sure. Because I am, like I said, I am quite an EP boy. So I might actually be heading to bed fairly soon. But we will be doing some cool stuff in the very near future with the map. Especially now that we have all of our ooh. One last thing. So these are all done. So what I can do is take literally everything and cram it all into 0, on the world space, and then Forerunner kit. I'm going to save this into Halo Wars environment. Shared Forerunner kit blend. Then I'm going to create a new asset library. Asset browsers. Wait. Preferences. Let's see if I remember how to do this. File paths, asset libraries. New. I'm just going to add. Oh, did I not actually make a folder for it? Hang on. Then if I open my asset library again, asset browser, Forerunner kit. Ah, damn it. It didn't work. Hang on. Preferences. Pack. Accidentally scripted an infinite loop. That's enough programming for one day. Yeah, don't do that. Also, don't divide by 0. Please don't. Might have to Google how to make a custom asset library. 1 second. Wait. Oh, do I have to mark them as assets? Mark as asset. I think that's what I have to do. 37 data blocks are now assets. Now let's try. Okay. Save preferences. Okay. General, don't save. See if I can edit now. Asset browser. Use a library. All libraries. Wait, let me start a new instance of Blender. See if that works. 400 kit, user library, save preferences. Nah. There's a bug flying around my room. Hang on. Wake up. And now I don't know where it went. Cool. All libraries, current files, essential. User library. Well, what the heck? I marked them all as assets. Yeah. So what gives? Sorry, you guys. I'm doing something boring and technical. You don't know if I can't teleport. Rude to assume. Yeah, right. How'd you join a playtest, by the way? I will be announcing the criteria by which people can join playtests in the Discord server. It's all TBA for now. Just stay tuned and be on the lookout in the server. All right? Edit preferences. File paths. User library. Okay, well. Well, shucks. That didn't seem to work. File paths, Forerunner kit. Add asset library. User library, Forerunner kit. And there we go. There we go. So now I can just drag in all of my assets to any scene I want. Boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Although now I kind of wonder how I make them real. Mesh. Make local. That should do it, right? Yeah. Yeah, that does it. Although I want to try not making a local. And what if I want to turn that alpha all the way down? And then reload all of this. General, don't save. Preferences. Okay, cool. So now I can probably open up this asset library. Asset browser. I want to try to get rid of the green though. Add asset library. Asset library or asset browser. Shucks. Oh, no, it does update. It just doesn't update the thumbnails. But yeah, okay, so to explain what I'm doing here, asset libraries are insanely useful for environment creation because if you don't know, most video games environments are comprised of what's called modular kits, which are basically Lego pieces that you snap together to build an environment. You'll notice that like most parts of any video game environment are essentially the same pieces copy pasted all over the place and just rearranged to create the illusion of like variation and stuff. But they're all basically the same kits, the same building blocks. And having an asset library allows you to just drag and drop the different pieces wherever you need them on the fly. And that's what this is. And it's really, really useful. So yeah, that's what this is, and I'm gonna utilize it for my stuff. I don't know why the scale and rotation is so weird. That's very strange. But yeah, if I want to drag in that and one of those. Oh wow, these rotations are way off. What the hell? Hang on. Hang on. Oh yeah, all of this. I'm gonna have to reset all transforms on literally everything. And then save. And see if the changes, see if those changes updated. I think I got a June bug in here. It's flying around, bothering me. But yeah, asset libraries are really important for environment artists. They allow artists to work super quickly. Just have a big ol' reference library of different assets to drop into the scene. Okay, there I go. I think it's working now. Ah, shit. Spoke too soon. Well, at least these are working, I think. Snap by vertex. And I believe we can just, yeah, there we go. Snap them together. Boom, like so. This I have to flip the normals of. Forerunner. Okay. Let's see if that one piece updated. And it did! Holy shit, that's awesome! Alright. So it's actually working. Hell yeah. Love it. Oh, this is so good. So good. Noticing some incorrect pivot points, but that's okay because we can just update them all in our reference scene. Wait, where'd that where did it go? 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 No, wall, roof. I can also just door. There we go. Search it up. Ah, oh, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Don't you love to see it? OMG, that is wild. Scaboodly doing a stream at this time of day, at this month, at this week. At this particular time of day, this particular time of year, in this particular part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes. Passing by a little to say good evening. Nice to see the library. You had it set up yourself. All of the assets are modeled by somebody named Gibbo, as well as another artist by the name of JS. And I am organizing the asset library so that I can use it for environment modeling later. Where does your name come from? It's just some random mashup, or does it have a meaning behind it? It's basically I wanted to pick a name that you could not say with a straight face, and it's also kind of sort of a Game Grumps reference. There was this one bit where Aaron was talking about hanging out with Psychic Pebbles and like kind of giving an example of just like a random not joke, and he's like, what's the difference between a noodle and a doodle, and he just said skaboodle, and I'm like, haha, that's a funny sounding word, or rather not word. I think I'll use it. So yeah, I just said skaboodly doodle because it's the most nonsense word you could ever say, and you just can't say it with a straight face. All right. Actually, I want to see if there's any other goodies that Gibba left for me in our drive. Data, Halo Wars, environment, shared. Forerunner Arch Big. Oh yeah, where's Arch? Wait, did I not do Arch? No, Arch is got. Yeah, Arch is in here. Forerunner Arch Big. Oh, holy shit! I did miss a few things. God dang it. Forerunner building, edge in cap. Let me also check my DMs. I'm gonna ask him about some other stuff, because I know that there were other pieces he made that I'm not seeing in here. Okay, yeah, seems there are a few missing pieces. And let's just make sure. Oh, shucks. This is, hang on, scenario. Just to make sure it's marked as instance geo with collision render only. Good, 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 good. Come on. Why are you freezing on me? Oh, come on now. Don't be like that. Okay, cool. All right. Select. Oh, shoot. Hang on. select collision and collision material. Wait. Scenario. And it's a instance geo. And the rest of the non-collision stuff is render only. Render only. Okay, and now all transforms. Copy that. Paste it in. Oh my goodness, that's pretty large, gotta say. Pretty large. Yes, sirree, Bob. But that's okay. Now I'm going to remove duplicates and arch massive. Cool. Just put it in the Forerunner collection. Then save that. Close you. See if we can update arch. Is it not showing up in here? What the heck? Save. It's not showing up. I'm gonna go ahead and open a new blend file. Oh, I need to mark it as an asset. Right. Mark as asset. Now save. Now refresh. And there it is. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, lovely. Lovely. Okay. With that, I think I'm going to head to bed. I think that's like a good preparation for all the work that is going to be coming to try to make a map. I want to thank everybody here for tuning in. I know I've been kind of like a little quiet lately, but it's because I've been working hard on a bunch of stuff. Not even necessarily Halo Wars Frontline stuff. Wink, wink. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining me, and I'm gonna head off to bed. Y'all have a wonderful, lovely night.